Absolute madness in the Premier League as Battle of the Bridge ended 4-1 to Chelsea at Tottenham Hotspur. And what an advert for the Premier League as well. This shows that the Premier League is the best league in the world. 2 red cards, 10 yellow cards, 5 ruled out goals, and 2 injuries for Spurs. And we're going to chat about the game. That was a brilliant game to watch, and I was going to do a live stream on it, and I should have in the end, but I didn't. Chelsea, though, still have a long way to go. It's a brilliant 3 points for them. Pochettino will be very, very happy with it, but they've still got a long way to go. And when Spurs went down to 9 men, Chelsea did have more of the ball, but they couldn't really create that many chances. Spurs, probably at 9 men in the first 10-15 minutes of them having 9 men, should have probably scored more goals than Chelsea. They created better chances than Chelsea. After going down to 9 men, though, Spurs, Postecoglou still played the high line, and he said in his interview after, he said, that's the way we are, and if we go down to 5 men, we'll still have a crack. So he's not going what most managers do if they get 2 players sent off in this case. They usually go to a low block and have a lot of men behind the ball, especially getting 2 of their defenders sent off. But Spurs had none of it, and Postecoglou, whether it's a good thing or not, Postecoglou kept the high line, and it did work actually for 10-15 minutes, and then Chelsea went and scored. Their second went 2-1 up, and then Chelsea sort of had control of the game after that. Spurs didn't change anything up after 2-1 or even 3-1. They just sticked with it. There were signs that helped, as I said, in the first 15 minutes of them going down to 9 men. But I think they should have, maybe, especially after 2-1, gone to something different, maybe changed formation. But yeah, Chelsea's strategy after Spurs got the red card, they didn't really do what teams probably should have done. If you're playing with 2 men more, then pass it around quickly. Get players tired out and keep moving the ball. Always one extra pass. Chelsea did a little bit of that, but if they did more, they could have gone and scored a few more. But yeah, the red cards were from Udogie and Romero, and they completely changed the game. I think Udogie should have got sent off a lot earlier for his challenge on Sterling, and it could have broken his leg. As Gary Neville said in the commentary, it could have if Sterling didn't see it coming and didn't quickly move his leg out of the way, then he's going to get sent off because he's going to break Sterling's leg. But no, that should have been a red card. Gave him a yellow instead, so Spurs got let off. Romero I don't know what he was doing. He lost his head. Udogie lost his head as well after that. And there were Spurs players just flying in everywhere for tackles. But anyway, yeah, Udogie got 2 yellows and got sent off. I think first one should have been a red anyway. But the second one definitely was at least a yellow to get him sent off. Romero's was a red card, definitely. And yeah, he should have got sent off. VAR that game, Postecoglou said in his interview that he obviously accepted the decisions, a lot different to Arteta. He accepted the decisions, but he still doesn't agree with VAR. And how they're running the Premier League. He said, and I agree with that, the games are just being dictated by people a few miles away on a computer screen, which is completely true. VAR that game didn't have like a massive blow, partly because there was tons of decisions and they got most of them right. The 5 ruled out goals were correct, in my opinion. I don't know whether they would have changed the game really. But yeah, VAR, an okay day. And in the ref watch, he said, it's brilliant, but it just shows that they get a lot wrong. So to say this was a good day, then it shows that other days aren't very good. Also, the thing that I don't get with VAR is that the crowd know absolutely nothing about what's going on. when the ruled out goals were happening, the offsides and everything, when they had to check 3 different things on one different thing, I don't know. But the crowd, like on the screens, they show it on Sky Sports. On the screens, they don't show any of it, so you just have to wait there. We waited there for about 5 minutes because there was 12 minutes added time on in the first half. But no, they don't show anything on the screens. The crowd doesn't know what's happening. And even the managers don't know, Players don't. So unless the ref says, well, they're checking it, they don't know what they're checking. They don't know what's happening with it, and they can't see how they're checking it. But yeah, absolute madness, and Chelsea come away with it with 3 points. Chelsea, obviously, as I said, they still have a long way to go. But whether they can go and take from this is something we'll have to see. Spurs have actually got a tough run. It's probably good that Romero and Udogie got sent off. Also, Van der Ven's injury we're going to have to talk about for the Wolves game, because they'll probably go and beat Wolves. It is away, and Wolves have been doing all right, but they've lost to Sheffield United, and Spurs will probably go and win, even without Udogie and Romero. Although then there's the real test of Spurs, and whether they will be up there for title contenders, as people say, this season. They've got, I think, Man City, Man U, Arsenal, and they've got West Ham coming up as well, and they've got, I think, Brighton. One of those teams, and that'll be their real test, whether they can win big games without VAR helping them, as they did in the Liverpool game, and if they can do it consistently, which is what they'll need if they're going to do this absolutely spectacular title charge that everyone's talking about. But yeah, that leaves Man City top of the league by 1 point now, and now this is where Man City are just going to run away with it, which is going to be very happy for everyone to see who's been watching the Premier League in the last few years, and Man City just run away with it every single year. Anyway, cheers for watching. Goodbye.